Okay, there's no point denying it. We've all gone to Omegle. Don't worry, it's gone now, it can't hurt you. There are very few websites like Omegle anymore. That raw HTML aesthetic will always warm my cold nerd heart. I'm sure Omegle was made with the best intentions, but dear lord did that not happen. The amount of horror I've seen from that website is more than I can count, and it was online for 14 years. And in hindsight, yeah, the idea was sort of broken. Two random people in the world randomly and anonymously get matched together and can talk for as long or as short as they'd like. And surely nothing bad could ever happen. So what went wrong? Well, when the website was launched in 2009, you could only talk over text, typing messages back and forth until one party disconnected or moved on to the next person. And I think we can kind of see the sprout of the issue during these conversations, most of which started with ASL, which is the short form for age, sex, and location. So in the first message, we are already breaking the first rule, which is to be anonymous. But to play the devil's advocate, this does do some good as well. If you were 16 female in Ding Dong, Texas, and your stranger was 33 male in Booger Hole, West Virginia, you can already start filtering out who you're talking to. Unless, of course, one of you is lying. And what can we do to prevent that? Nothing. There would be no way of actually knowing who you're talking to. And when you're in an unknown crowd of hundreds of thousands of daily users, you get that feeling in the back of your neck, a sort of invincibility that intrigues you. But you're just limited to texting. And then in 2010, they added video chats. Once again, what could go wrong? Being able to say whatever you want online is one thing, but doing it with camera access added its own set of problems. Not only was hate speech rampant, but you could also see the person you were talking to, which made it easier to target a person with much more precise strikes. There was also a rampant drug problem. One time I was using the site and I saw someone take a hit of the Big H. And in 2020, there was a woman who was showing people under the furry tag a collection of dead animals she killed. Luckily, the internet found out who she was, and she spent 5 years in federal prison. But on top of all of this shit Sunday is the prepubescent cherry on top. There were a lot of kids, mostly kids in sleepovers, scrolling through person after person until they saw a penis, where everyone would say ew and cover their eyes, but then you'd secretly take a peek, because don't lie, we all did it. This brings us to the 400-pound elephant in the room, or for a better analogy, the 400-pound predator chasing the elephant, because there were a lot of them. Everyone knew it, and no one did anything, because if you try to report a person to the authorities, they wouldn't lift the same finger they used to turn off their body cameras, but instead say, it would be really hard to find them, so we just aren't going to. So why not just ban the creeps? Well, they did, kind of. If Omegle's state-of-the-art AI operating systems or wonderful team of human moderators caught wind of you being a creep, they would ban your IP from using any features for about a week, after which your account would be reinstated, and you can do exactly what you were doing. Because if only there was some way to ban a person permanently. But Cappy, an intern at the board meeting yells at me, if we ban everyone who breaks our rules, then we won't have any users. And then the Omegle board would shake their head and work would go on, until about November of 2022, when they got sued for exactly that. Omegle said, we aren't liable for anything people say on our site, and then the court said, yeah, but you should make sure that the person they're saying it to isn't 11 years old. And then Omegle reached a $22 million settlement and closed the doors for good. So, that is the story of that. If I have to leave you with a moral of the story, it's this. Being anonymous is a privilege, and we as humans don't deserve it, because we're assholes. Thanks for watching. I know the style might be a little jarring, but I wanted to try something new, so let me know if you liked it. And if you loved it, check out my Patreon. I'm going to start posting cool stuff there, including my process for making these kinds of videos. Go to patreon.com/Capio. And thank you for being a member. All right. Bye.